Today I'm going to show you how we multiply two brackets together, i.e. a binomial expansion, where one of the brackets contains an expression. So I'm just writing an example of an expression in a bracket, x plus 2, and it's the product. So it means it's multiplying by another bracket with an expression in it, say x plus 3. And what we're going to do is going to learn how do we expand that, how do we do the binomial expansion. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start you back of how we would multiply numbers together, for example, say two-digit numbers. Let's do 25 times 25. So if you multiply 25, oops, I've written 20, 25 by 25, there's a couple of ways you might have taught or been taught how to do it at school. One visual way is to break the number 25 into its tens and its units. And you can literally set a table up and you know, okay, multiplying 25 by 25. And then what you would have learnt is that every single part of 25 is multiplied by every single part of 25, i.e. the tens and the units. So let's do it. 20 times 20 is 400. 20 times 5 is 100. 20 times 5 is 100. And then 5 times 5 is 25. And then what we did do next, we added it all together. 400 plus 100, 500, 625. So we established that 25 times 25 is 625. And what's essentially happened here is we've multiplied every single part of one number with every single part of the other number. We're going to use an acronym called FOIL. FOIL is going to be the method that we're going to use to expand two brackets, the product of two expressions. We're going to take the first part of each bracket and multiply them together. I'm going to use a different colour. I'm going to use a little arrow. So the first. Okay. We're going to multiply the outer of each bracket together, the outside of each bracket. We're going to multiply the inner of each part together, each bracket called the inner, and we're also then going to do the last of both brackets and multiply those together. And actually what that does, so I'm going to actually look at how we can look at this from the table point of view so that you can see we're going to get exactly the same answer. Okay, so let's write x plus 2 here. Now we need to take care that it's positive 2. Remember the sign in between belongs to the term on the right, and we're multiplying it by x plus 3. Okay, so let's do as we did with the numbers. X times x is x squared. X times positive 2 is 2x. X times positive 3 is 3x. And 3 times 2 is 6. We added them together. And when we add algebraic expressions together, it's best to write it down. So we get x squared plus 2x plus the 3x plus 6. Now, what we'll notice is that the middle two terms are like terms, so we can collect those together and simplify the expression further. And that gives us x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now, let's check, because this makes sense, right? We did it with numbers, that our method of FOIL works too. Okay, let's do it. First, x times x. Well, that gives me x squared, so that's this bit here. So that's okay. The outside of each bracket, x times 3, that's 3x. Gives me that one there. The inner, 2 times x, 2x. Gives me that one. And then finally, the last, 2 times 3, gives me 6. Then we add it together, and we're left with the simplified expression as long as we simplify their like terms together in the middle. And this is what we're going to use to expand a binomial. I'll do one more example. Okay, let's put a takeaway sign in here now. Let's do x minus 3 multiplied by x plus 4. And we're going to use FOIL because we know it works. So I'm going to do multiply the first two terms of each bracket together. So the first, x times x. And we write down our answer. The outer, x times positive 4, is 4x. The inner, negative 3 times x, is negative 3x. And finally, the last two terms of both brackets, negative 3 multiplied by positive 4 is negative 12. Now we can simplify by collecting together those middle terms to give us x squared plus x minus 12. Positive 4 take away 3x gives us the positive x. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about binomial expansions.